Beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, why is it that I make a dua or what is known as a supplication and I don't see the reply, the response? I don't see it sometimes. What's the reason? We need to know that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has told us that whenever any one of you makes a dua, thinking of supplicating, asking Allah for something, it is always responded to. Allah replies, Allah responds. Sometimes you get what you want as you want it, mashallah, the lucky ones. Sometimes you get what you want a little bit later on. Sometimes you get something in place of what you had asked, because Allah knows that that is better for you. And sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps in store for you something in lieu of that prayer or that supplication in the akhirah. So this is all part and parcel of what Allah has chosen for us. We make a dua sometimes and we don't know that this is detrimental for me. And Allah through His mercy keeps it away from us. But today we want to go more direct. What am I taught before I make a dua? Before I call out to Allah, what should I be doing? Because we all have needs. Allah has created us such that we have needs. This world is imperfect. It's not perfect. If it was perfect, the value of paradise would have depleted and decreased. If we got what we wanted in this world, what is the point of going into Jannah? Because Jannah, we've been promised you get what you want. That means here you won't get what you want. That's what is meant by it. Because Allah is promising you something that your heart is always yearning for. I need this, I need that, but you're not getting it. I want good health, I want this, I want... And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, look, there is a set of rules and regulations. You follow them and there will come a time when you will get just that. Allahu Akbar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us Jannah. So before we call out to Allah, we need to ask ourselves a few questions. Number one, to start with, how is my slate? The slate between me and my Maker. Is it clean or does it have scratches or is it even there? What is meant by that? Let's take a look at the dua of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam, which was one of the most powerful du'as, and he was granted it. He started it in a specific way. The Quran says, Sulaiman alayhi salam said, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَهَبْ لِي مُلْكًا لَا يَنْبَغِي لِأَحَدٍ مِّن بَعْدِي إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْوَهَّابِ. He starts off by saying, Oh my Rabb, forgive me. Imagine he's a Nabi of Allah and he's a king at the same time. And he's saying, Oh my Rabb, forgive me. Why did Allah make mention of that in the Quran? For me and you to learn that look, he's about to ask something, but first he's clearing a slate. Oh my Rabb, forgive me. Forgive me. I've done this, I've done that, and now I'm talking about ourselves. I've done this and that and so on. Ya Allah, I ask you for forgiveness for what I've done. I promise I'll never do this again. I won't do that. Ya Allah, there are certain sins I have committed that I don't even know. There are some things that I don't even consider anymore because of how bad the situation is. Let me tell you, walk into a mall in Sandton. The mere fact that we're walking, there's haram happening every split second. You put your eyes there, haram, that, haram. Look down, there are people selling magazines there. So we don't realize it, we know it, we acknowledge it, that Ya Allah, the situation is so bad, we try our best. It's like when you're walking up a street, when you're walking through a bush where you have a lot of thorns. How will you walk? You make sure that I'm not being hurt by these thorns. So you lift your trowels and you move this way and you go the other way and that way in order that you don't get hurt. When it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you try your best to obey His command. The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, إِذَا نَهَيْتُكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ فَانْتَهُوا. If I have prohibited you from something, you have no excuse to do it. وَإِذَا أَمَرْتُكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ فَأْتُوا مِنْهُ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. When I have instructed you to do something, do it as best as you can, to the best of your ability. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us goodness. So the difficulty we have today, we want to call out to Allah, we want to make dua to Allah, but we haven't cleared our slate. Like sometimes we tell the sisters, sister, you cannot make a decision. May Allah grant us all goodness. We don't judge people. The judging is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But pieces of advice we are entitled to deliver. So we say a sister can be told that, my sister, you're making dua, you have a difficulty, you have so many 10 issues, and you are now saying, what is wrong? I'm making so much dua, Allah's not coming to my help. But my sister, Allah asked you to do a few things and you haven't done. You haven't yet covered your head. We're not talking about the face yet. That is another level that you could get to, alhamdulillah. We're starting grassroots. We're saying your hair to start with. The dress, your legs are showing, and you're saying, Ya Allah, I'm arthritis, Ya Allah, save me, guard me, grant me, my knees are so. But why did you expose them? Why are they exposed? Have you made tawbah yet for the fact that many years back you had them exposed? Allahu Akbar. Where did we learn that from? You're making a dua, that's correct. But clear your slate. Go back and see, rub off whatever dirt there is on it. Say, Ya Allah, forgive me. I am undertaking, I will be a person who's going to obey your instruction. When Allah tells you, get up for Salatul Fajr, Wallahi al-Azim, it becomes so difficult to get up for Salatul Fajr. Yet, if someone were to tell you, brother, 2 in the morning, get up, there's one deal, you're going to strike 10,000 rand clean profit on condition you arrive here within 30 minutes. I don't want to say we'll arrive there in our undies, but half of us might. Allah protect us. Because why? There's 10,000 rands to be made. Clean. It might be 2 in the morning, no problem. Wallahi, that Salatul Fajr is later than 2 in the morning. And it is worth much more than 10,000 rands. You and I know. But then we are okay. We set our clocks intentionally for 7 o'clock. Why? Because I've got to go to work. But we can't say, look, an hour earlier, 2 hours earlier, I had to work with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then, وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الشَّرُّ فَذُو دُعَاءٍ عَرِيضٍ. Then when evil inflicts man, he makes the broadest of du'as, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Look at that. Is that not a type of hypocrisy? We know we need Allah, but we haven't listened to anything He has said, and we want Him to listen to us. Hang on, who needs who here? Do we need Allah or does He need us? We need Him, definitely. So let us clear the slate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to start with. And let's learn from the Anbiya, the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They always said, Ya Allah, forgive us. They did not need that, but they said it in order for us firstly to learn lesson, and secondly for their rank to be raised by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes you have a person who tells you, you know what, I didn't sin, so why should I engage in istighfar? Well, if you go back to some of the ahadith, you will find a certain term where we're taught to say, Astaghfiruka lima la a'lamuhu. Oh Allah, I am seeking forgiveness for that which I don't even know that I've committed. Because by default, I told you we're living in a non-Muslim environment. By default, even walking sometimes can be something so dangerous. And we've forgotten about it. We're not saying don't walk, but we're saying be conscious of what Allah's instruction is. And you should know that sometimes sins are committed without you knowing. And you might think, okay, it's not intentional. Allah may not punish you for that, but it is the sign of your iman when you say, Ya Allah, forgive me even for that which I don't even know sometimes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us goodness.